You're not going to do anything about that?
What am I going to do, huh? Broadcast her over the internet?
And now, back to the Big Dumb Fun Show.
Broadcasting over the internet, online, and around the world on the airwaves, it's the Big Dumb Fun Show. My name is Aaron.
I'm Bankman.
And I'm Rena.
On the phone, we've got a guy named Chris with his sports headlines. Take it away, Chris.
Hey, guys. So there's been a lot of outcry about the Iowa kids. There were a bunch of high school kids, just to let you know, as far as the ones who dressed up as Sandusky. So, it may not have been the most appropriate thing, but I didn't think it was as big a deal as...
But high school kids are idiots.
Exactly. They're young.
Have people came out thinking and giving them accolades for how hilarious it is, or mainly everybody's upset?
Everybody's just mainly upset, it seems, so...
Were there flies down?
The main thing is that it wasn't a bunch of Iowa students, from the University of Iowa. It was just high school kids going to see the game.
Oh, that's what the people from Iowa said.
So I wouldn't worry about that too much. I can tell you that watching K-State this weekend and living here in this area, it is just amazing. They've jumped to number 3 in the polls. Their coach is just, Bill is just the best coach that there is around, I think. And just at least there's one positive sports story in the Kansas City area.
The big story that I heard...
Was that a low blow to me?
No. I'm
talking smack on the Chiefs.
There is no Avila football team, girl.
There is.
Yet.
There is, actually, but I still rep Mizzou. Thank you. I did go to Mizzou for 3 years. Leave me alone.
Okay, well, Mizzou is the worst team in college football.
I know, and so are the Chiefs, and so
maybe
are the
not
Royals.
Worst team, but they're definitely in the top 30 worst teams in all
Sporting
of college
KC
football.
is rocking it. You never talk about them.
They are a good local little school. Hey,
Whatever. Next time I see you, I'm going to put my fist in your face.
What's that?
Nothing.
But I am excited that Brady Quinn's now the starter for the Chiefs. And, after watching football this weekend, I'll still say the Falcons are the best team, but the Texans are the second best team, if I had to guess.
Well, we'll see after Big Tex is gone.
And hockey is canceling a bunch of the games of their season. So it's kind of like basketball last year all over again, except for they keep having all these dang, lockouts. It's like, come on.
Yeah.
Your sport isn't that popular anyway.
Yeah, and I on the hockey thing, it does seem like every year, every couple of years, there's something going on. Like they need to really get it together because, not that hockey had a lot of viewers in the States. I'm sure that it's a niche sport basically where you're if you have a team in your city, you're more prone to watch it and root for it and go to the games. But I would think it's probably one of the least. Of all the sports out there, probably one of the least watched, and this is not going to help their case.
Why? What's the reason behind them being on strike or whatever it's called?
It's always revenue. They're not striking. The owners are locking them out. The owners now, the most recent proposal came in at basically a 50-50 split. Well, they were trying to give them 40% before, okay?
But what they're doing, the fighting is actually causing them to take away revenue. The fact that they're going on strike, that's actually reducing revenue.
Oh, I know.
So this helps nobody out. Like the striking helps nobody. You might as well just carry this fight on behind the scenes or something because the fact that you're canceling games left and right, that's not going to help the revenue. Once you let's just say for some reason they come to an agreement and the players get everything that they want, right? Which is not going to happen. But let's just say they get everything that they want.
They're still only getting 75% of what they would have gotten if they would have played a whole season.
Exactly. They're not getting the entire amount of what they could have had to begin with. Much like the refs, if they're out 7 games, if they're making $10,000, that's $70,000 they lost out on just so that they could have maybe a fraction of that in a retirement slush fund.
Yeah, but they don't think like that.
You could not be any more correct about that. I completely agree.
It's very odd.
I understand you got to stand up for yourself once in a while, but every other year it seems like hockey is always locked out, and I just get, it's not that big a sport as it is. They really can't afford that kind of thing.
So what else is good? What else you got?
That, the Greek economic crisis, right?
No.
Oh, I think we all know about the Greek economic crisis.
The Greek or the U.S.?
The Greek.
Wait a second.
Greece is bankrupt.
Greece is bankrupt or the U.S. is bankrupt?
Did we shift gears from sports?
No, but what I wanted to mention is that the Greek soccer team is now being sponsored by a bordello.
Sounds
Nice.
good to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. This season, they're being the soccer team is being sponsored by Villa Erotica and Sola's House of History. And yes, they're both bordellos. So one of them is called Sola's House of History, and the other one's Via Erotica. At least that one makes sense. But you know,
Did you hear
beautiful
that?
game and the world's
And they're-
oldest profession are together at last.
Hey, Chris, did you hear about that story of the soccer team where some fan threw explosives at them?
No.
Oh, I'm surprised you didn't get that story. I don't know the details. I just know that a fan got tired of waiting and threw explosives at some soccer players.
I mean, it happens.
It does not happen.
Does anything surprise you when it comes to soccer? These people are...
No, they're a bunch of loons.
Yeah, they're crazy, crazy, crazy.
Listen, I think
the
a
biggest story in
soccer
sports,
team
even
being
though it's kind of old, but is Lance Armstrong verdict being upheld by the International Cycling?
Yeah, that is odd.
Yeah, I mean, these people, I mean,
He's already backed out of Livestrong, and now they're upholding all that.
They stripped him of his Tour de France titles, all of them, because he's a bad representative for the entire sport. He led that entire sport into doping all those years.
yeah, well, I mean, come on. Lance Armstrong has no place in cycling, and he deserves to be forgotten in cycling.
I think that's what
the
they
cycling
said.
President says.
No, but what I don't get, what I don't understand about the whole Armstrong debacle is the fact that didn't he pass all his tests?
Yeah, he's never been caught, okay? And the whole thing is from 1999 to 2005, while Lance was killing it, so to speak, out of the first three places, so that's what, 7 years, 21 people. Out of those 21 people who stood on the stands, 20, according to the doping whatever, have said have been busted for doping. So 20 out of the 21 people during that 7-year period. I mean, why are we? Now now what they're doing, they're vacating the wins. This is one of my favorite things when we vacate wins. So now nobody won any of those years. Really, what you're saying is we don't have a sport.
Yeah, it's very odd. Chris, thank you very much for
And a
joining
waste
us.
of
I know
money.
you're sick at home, and appreciate you calling in and talking to us tonight on the Big Dumb Fun Show. Hopefully you'll be in next week, and you'll be feeling much, much better. And none of the bubble guts or whatever Rena calls it. It's gross. It's gross.
Make sure you wear your Halloween costume.
Are we wearing Halloween costumes?
Absolutely we are.
Oh, you are.
Oh, yeah.
You're going as Jerry Sandusky on the Big Dumb